What's up everyone, back again with another pickup video for you. This time a stack of games from the car boot sale from a good weekend of hunting, but there's a few too many games to put into just one video, so I've split them in half and the second half will be shown in a separate video. But I've got a nice small enough stack here of Xbox One, Wii and a couple of handhelds, and one item that isn't a game but is something that was too good to pass up. So let's get straight into the stack and see what we've got this time. So first up is the Hobbit graphic novel, which looks so nice. It's literally beautiful, and I paid all of 20 pence for this. So for 20p it was something that I wasn't willing to pass up. I don't usually pick up graphic novels, it's not something that I'm really into. I don't really read, to be honest. But this just looks so nice. It was something I wanted to pick up just to put with all of the books and whatnot that I do have. So first item, not a video game, but you can see who would want to pass this up if it was 20p. So next I've got a handful of Wii games. I think I paid about £1 or £2 each for these at the car boot sale. I've been talking about building my Wii and Wii U collection up where it's not the biggest in the world. So all of these games are games that I didn't have, so I've got 5 here, and the first one off the top looks like a racing game, which is called Cruising. It was one I hadn't heard of or really seen before, so I was able to pick this one up. All of these from the same seller. I picked up the whole stack for, I think it was just under a tenner, or if not a tenner. So the first one in that stack is this one, Cruising. Next I have Disney's Alice in Wonderland. I actually really enjoyed both of these films, to be honest. They're quite trippy, but as is the story of Alice in Wonderland in general. But didn't have this one in the collection. Probably not going to be one that I do play, literally just for the sake of the collection. So that's the second one, and the next 3 are all Raving Rabbids games. So the first one is Rayman Raving Rabbids TV Party, one that I didn't have. I think I do have a Raving Rabbids game, but not too sure what one it is. So I was able to pick that one up. The next one was Rayman Raving Rabbids 2. So that's another one going straight into the collection. And lastly was Raving Rabbids Travel in Time. I do like the look of these little rabbits, but I haven't played or never tried or looked to even play these games. But maybe one day I'll pull one of these off the shelves and give it a little go. Who knows? But the next 3, 4 games are all handhelds. Another thing that I was saying in one of my last videos, that I wanted to start building my handheld collection up, mainly across PSP and DS. So one game that I did pick up, which was £2, was Grand Theft Auto Chinatown Wars. But when I walked away and looked in the case, it was actually Pokémon Pearl. So I've got a loose cart of Pokémon Pearl and a case for Grand Theft Auto Chinatown Wars. So I think that it'd be pretty easy enough to pick up a loose cartridge for Chinatown Wars, but super happy to just get the cart for £2, to be honest, for Pokémon Pearl. So that was an unexpected one, and it was me having a rookie moment of not checking the case before walking away from the stall. So it will teach me a lesson, but all in all, a good one to walk away with. Another one from the boot sale. The guy had it marked at £3 and I asked if he would take 2 and he said yes, and that was Army Men 2 for the Game Boy Color. I do have lots of loose Game Boy or Game Boy Color or Sega Game Gear loose cartridges that I've got, but they're not on show. They're in a plastic set of drawers and I just keep them all there, and the box ones I keep out. So this will be going with all of those other games. It is one that I didn't have and that I did need. I did like the Army Men games on PlayStation, so I'll maybe give this one a go, maybe when I'm on the way to work or something. And the next one is Killzone Liberation for the PlayStation Portable. I picked this one up for £2 in CEX. I think I picked this one up in the Croydon CEX. or it might have been the Modern CEX. I'm not too sure. It was give or take a week or two since I picked this up, so I'm not too sure what one it was I got it in, but it is a CEX logo, so label, sorry, so that is a £2 pickup from Computer Exchange, and it is one I did need for the PSP. So now my PSP collection is starting to grow, thank God, because that's another one that I've been looking to start collecting for, or at least building some sort of collection for. The next game is one that I picked up in Computer Exchange, and I recently done an Uncharted post on my Instagram page, and I didn't realise that the Uncharted 3 Drake's Deception edition that I had wasn't the standard edition, so I wanted to go and pick up the standard edition. So in Computer Exchange in Croydon, I was able to pick that up for £1. So that's just because I didn't have this edition of the game, so that will be going with the others on the shelf. Although it's not a new title to my PS3 collection, it is one variant that I didn't have that I did want, so that's one to go straight into the collection. And the last stack of games that I've got here are all for the Xbox, so Xbox One and the Xbox 360. So the Xbox One games here I picked up from a gent at the car boot sale who for years, the last years, ever since even since I was filming, even though it's been very irregular since maybe 2019-20, so say 4 years of going to this car boot sale on and off throughout the summer, I see what is obvious, pretty obvious and clear, other collectors that are looking for games, asking people if they've got games and the rest of it, and we do all look very similar when we're speeding around the boot sale looking for games. And there's one gent in particular who's there very often, and he quite a lot of the time beats me to a lot of the good deals or a lot of the good games. But this particular weekend when I went, I saw him setting up his own stand, so he must have do what I do and sell the overspill of all of the games that you get doubles of when we're picking up batches of games or bundles, including consoles and whatnot, selling off what I've already got and keeping what I need. So I was actually able to pick up a handful of Xbox One games, some that I hadn't seen before, and he had these really reasonable prices between like £1 and £2. So I was able to pick some of these up from him. So the first one is Victor Van Overkill edition for the Xbox One. I don't think I've seen this before in some CEXs or wherever, so I'm glad to have been able to pick that one up. The next one is Blackguards 2, the limited day 1 edition, and it's another Xbox One game that I hadn't actually seen before, even all of the times I've looked for Xbox One games in CEX. So both of these are two that I was glad to pick up off of him, and relatively cheap as well, so they're both of them good to get. The next one is the Survivalists, one that I've seen a few times but never really picked up, but again, because he was selling them off so cheap, I was able to pick that one up from him. The next one is DCL the game, which is the Drone Champions League. Never seen this before, didn't even realise there was a drone game for Xbox, but it's an Xbox One game that I didn't have, and I'm always looking to add to my Xbox One, Xbox Series or Xbox 360 collections all of the time. They are my biggest collections. So again, a cheap game that I didn't have that I was able to get. And the last Xbox game that I was able to pick up from him was Overcooked Gourmet Edition. One that I've not played, one that I probably won't play, but again, one that I have not got in the collection, so that will be going straight in. So a nice handful of Xbox One games that I didn't have, that I was able to pick up from someone who previously in the past I have always been effing and jeffing about beating me to some deals, or that there's just that competition at the boot sale in the first place. So was glad that I was able to pick some up of him. Next time if I see him, I might ask him if he's open to some trades and whatnot, and take some of my doubles that he may not have, and see if he's interested in doing some trades. And last but not least, the case is a bit battered, but I was able to pick up for the Xbox 360 Spider-Man Friend or Foe. It could do with a bit of a clean, but the disc is in relatively good shape, to be fair, and it is got the manual, and I was able to pick that up for £1, so that's quite a good pickup. Spider-Man Friend or Foe for the Xbox 360, one that I didn't have, and it was only £1, so for certain going straight into the collection, one that I did need. and that was the last from that stack. So that's the end of that stack. I do have the next stack from this particular hunt, which will be coming in the second video, just because there's a console in there as well. Another stack similar size to this one, which we'll be putting out in the next video. And then after that, I've got Bank Holiday Day 1, 2 and 3 for August, which will be coming out with a lot more games and another console on top of that for you. So hopefully you enjoyed this one. If you did, please hit that subscribe button and leave a comment with what was your favorite pickup. Mine probably is definitely Pokemon Pearl, just because of the nature of how I was able to get it without checking myself first and then walking away with it in the case. So yeah, let me know what your favorite game was from that stack. Subscribe, drop me a comment, and enjoy your hunts. Until the next time, peace out.